Hi lovelies, and welcome to my self-help channel. Super excited you joined me today. My name is Fereniki, and as always this is the best channel, the best advice for self-help, for believing in ourselves, career, relationships. So please like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos like this, and also click the notification button to be notified every time I upload a new video. So this week's video is inspired by a LinkedIn conversation I had this week, which was about how can I recover after failure? How can I still believe in myself? How can I build myself up after I have failed? So if you're curious to find out, stay until the end to find out how to do just that. So welcome back. Our topic for today is how can I recover from failure? How can I believe in myself again? How can I move past failure? So I have lots of experience in that. I have failed numerous times in my career and in my life, and I've learned that there are two ways to see failure in your career, in your professional endeavors, when you start your own business, and in all of those areas, or in relationships as well. You can fail as well. So failure has two sides. You might be feeling shame and thinking too much about what other people feel and think about you and what they might talk about behind your back and all of that stuff, which it doesn't help you, and it doesn't propel you forward, and it just is damaging more your self belief. So that is self-hatred, that's self-sabotage, because that's all happening in your mind, in your head. You don't actually know whether people talk about it or they don't even care about it. You know what I mean? So the opposite way on how to handle failure is to understand why it happened, learn from it always, so you are not repeating your own mistakes. There's no point in that. But then also understand that you're a human being and you are making mistakes and you're gonna be failing, and that's absolutely fine. So forgiving yourself, having compassion for yourself, and letting it go. I know it sounds a little bit too simple, but it's harder, right? It's difficult because we tend to be our own critics sometimes. We tend to have very high standards for ourselves, and that's perfectly fine. But it's different to have high standards and always strive for the best performance that you can give, that you can have for your best capacity and performance, and it's difficult to actually self-sabotage yourself from moving forward and having self-hatred. So you cannot really let go of the failure and really, essentially beating the drum of what had happened wrong. That's just not healthy. That's what self-sabotage, that's what self-hatred is. So understand that you're a human being, that you make mistakes like everybody else, and having compassion for yourself, to forgive yourself and create that safe space where you can actually let it out. If you need to cry, if you need to write down your thoughts, if you need to do whatever you need to do, do it, and then create the space that you allow the peace in your body to move forward. Because when you let it out, when you forgive yourself, when you let it go, then you will feel your body lighter. You'll feel your body feeling much better. And then from that place, you create the space for everything amazing to happen for you. Yeah. In my previous, when I started my own business in 2016, I was, younger and a lot more naive. That was only 3 years ago, if you think about it, or 4 years ago. But I felt like I was a different person, and maybe because of that experience, because of that failure, that's what I called my rock bottom, right? Because I was very naive in my approach. I was very daring. I took a big step and a big risk, which was great, but I was really naive in my approach, and that's absolutely fine. I wasn't able to see it back then, but I can see it clearly now, and I'm sure you have similar experiences as well. And you know, having gone through that and know what I know now, I could never replace it with anything else. Like anything else would have given me the insight, the knowledge, the wisdom that I have now because of that experience. So focusing on what that experience has given you, what you've learned from it, the insight, the wisdom, and really own it. Not feel ashamed for it, but really own your failure, own your experience, because that gives you the opportunity to actually use it for good. And you can teach other people how to overcome similar problems. Like this YouTube video wouldn't exist if I wasn't going through the failures and the experiences I have gone through. And I think like I would never change it. As I said, I would never change the experience with anything else, because that has made me the woman that I am today. And I don't think any other experience would have made me realize and get insights and knowledge into those situations if I haven't gone through myself. You can only teach from your own experience. You cannot really help other people transform if you haven't transformed yourself. You know, that's what I you know, when I speak with coaches, that's the first thing I say. Like you can you know, complete a certified course and program, you can do whatever you want to do, but unless you have gone through the experience and you know how it feels, and you have gone through the other side better than you were before, you're not able really to transform someone else unless you have transformed yourself. So yeah, wear your failure as a credential, essentially. Yeah, I do believe in that. I do believe that failure gives us a lot more insight and wisdom that, you know, winning experiences would ever be able to give us. So those are really valuable lessons, and there's never really a failure. There's only lessons that we learn in life. And you know, if you see the most successful people on this planet are the people that are not afraid of failure, are the people that have gone through failure again and again and again and again and again, and you can't even imagine how they've gone through these things and came out on the other side better than ever before. But they have, and that's the great thing about them. And not only the compassion that you built for other people through those experiences, but also the compassion you built for yourself is really an amazing expression of self-love. Because if you're able to forgive yourself and gone through the letting go of it and be able to try again, then no one can stop you, really. Nobody can stop you, because you've learned to love your pain. You've learned to love your painful experiences, and that's super valuable. Now, so that's essentially how I would think. The other thing that has helped me a lot going through those fading experiences is really not to see the experience and the situation from my physical point of view as a human being having a physical experience, but see it from a higher, broader perspective, because then you can see the lesson. So I am spiritual, so I believe in higher self, right? I believe in my spiritual self, which is an always loving, always supportive entity that really looks after me. So when you have that perspective, and if you can see the situation from that point of view, from that perspective, then everything is much easier to understand, because then you understand that life always works for you. Life always works for you, never against you. Life always is supporting you, is loving you, is holding you and sort of guiding you towards your best self. Sometimes you need to go through difficult times, but again, the way you go through it, it's always supportive, it's always loving, and life always has your back. So seeing the current situation you're going through from those lenses, from that perspective, the higher perspective, is transformative, and that has helped me a lot in my journey every time. And then you develop also a relationship with your spiritual self, your spirituality, your higher self, that is, yeah, priceless, really. And you develop that security within yourself that nobody else and nothing else can give you. No money, no people, nothing can give you that security and that stability, that grounding within yourself, than being in relationship to your higher self. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it valuable. If you did, please like this video. Love it in the comments below. Let me know your experiences of failures. Have no shame about them. Share them so others can learn from those as well. And yeah, I'd love to see you again next week. I am now uploading 2 videos every week on Tuesday and Friday. So stay in touch and also hit that bell button to be notified every time I upload a new video. Love you all so much. Mwah.